welcome to Wednesday, which means it's time for
Craig and Ryland's Magic TV Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on Magic TV. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. This is the review show where we actually perform every single trick that we review, whether it's a good or it's bad, because honestly, I genuinely think that when you learn the trick to the point that you perform it, you get a good idea of how good or bad it is. If you're just giving it a look over and you're not learning it to perform, I don't think you get a fully fleshed out idea of what it's like. What do you think?
No, I don't think you do.
Yeah. So we perform everything we review, and we have some clunkers this week. We have some tricks that we'd rather wish that we hadn't have learned, but there's also some tricks that we're glad that we did.
Yeah.
And we're going to start off with a truly abysmal trick. Right, so first up we have Candy Flash from the mind of Zihu. Or you think it's Zihu? I'm not too sure. I don't mean disrespectful, I'm not too sure how to pronounce the name. But Candy Flash. So yes. What this is a gimmick. Well, you know what? Let's just perform it. Yeah. How about we just perform it? We'll perform it first of all. If you haven't seen the trailer or anything like that.
If you remember, you said that people were moaning that we talk about the trick before.
Yeah, so we're gonna perform it first. So let's perform it, and then we'll talk about what we think. Right, I'm going to show you a trick with some Mentos, okay? Okay, we're going to use a couple of Mentos here. One for you, one for me. You don't get to eat it until after we have finished. Don't you dare. I borrowed these off Mommy because we know that Mommy loves the Mentos.
So I can still eat them, right?
Yes, you can have that one after the show. Right, watch. Do you see that Mento?
Yeah.
I'm going to use my pack of Mentos like a little Mento magic wand. And I want to show you something with this. You got to keep an eye on this one. You can hear it in there, can't you? Yeah. Why is it not sticking? What? I don't... Right, I've got to do it like that. Right, like that. It's terrible, okay?
Terrible.
Should I just start this again?
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
Right, I'm going to show you something with a couple of Mentos, okay? Yeah. I stole Mommy's Mentos off her. Okay. And we're going to eat them after the review show. You can't eat yours until we've finished the review show. If you do your tricks right, then you get a Mento. How's that sound?
I've already done my tricks right.
Put that one over. Look, I'm going to use this Mento. I'm going to use my pack of Mentos like a little Mento magic wand. Okay. Do you see the Mento? Yeah. You see it in there. Yeah. If you touch it, you can feel it in there.
It's a normal Mento.
If you smell it, you can smell it in there. If you lick it, don't lick it, but you can taste it's in there. And obviously, you can hear it's in there, right? Yeah. Watch. You will see the moment the magic happens. 1, 2, 3! And the Mento completely disappears, just leaving the pack of Mentos. It's almost like real magic. But look, if I just take this and put it here, the Mento comes back. It's momentous. So that was a performance of Candy Flash. Basically, what it is it's a way of having a pack of Mentos, opening them up, taking out a Mento, and making it disappear. And there's like a 20-minute tutorial where they go through different ideas with the gimmick. So you can do what I did, where it just disappears. You can have it disappear and have it appear in your mouth. To be honest, when I say there's lots of ideas with it, it's not like they've really gone very far with this concept. It's all variations of making it disappear. So they've got lots of different ways of doing the vanish. So you saw me do it, which is like, I think, like the main vanish, where you tap it and then you have the light and you make it disappear. But you can do like a David Williams style striking vanish. There's lots of different ways of doing the vanish, but the whole concept of this is you're making the candy vanish in a flash, hence the term Candy Flash. Now there's a few...
And there's also a flash.
And there's also a flash, exactly.
And it's also a candy getting flashed.
Exactly, candy getting flashed, hence Candy Flash. Now there's a few points that I want to make about this, and the first point is, I hate it. One of the reasons I hate it is it's just completely and totally overkill. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that sometimes using a flash of light can really enhance a magic performance. Yeah. I used to use something for years called John Cornelius's Fissum Flash. And what it was a light that was underneath your t-shirt, or underneath your shirt, and it was operated with a wire that went down your sleeve. And, so basically you could flash it at any point you wanted to, so you could do a vanish and you can have it flash in a flash of light. That was quite nice because it was not part of an object. I've seen Sharpie markers where there's a light on the Sharpie marker, so as they tap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that. Yeah, I've got one of those, which I don't really use for the same reason I wouldn't use this, to be honest. Although this is even worse, I'll explain why in a bit. And I've seen variations. G, on his Penguin Live lecture, has got a really nice idea of, he has an idea of having a remote control paired with a mobile phone, with an iPhone. He has a remote control that you can buy, these remote controls that are just like a button, and he has it paired with his iPhone. He just has his iPhone in his shirt top pocket, and he has it set up in his phone, so when he presses the button, it flashes the torch on his iPhone. So he's just got his iPhone there, no one can see it, and he does the vanish, and he just drops his hand to the side and presses the button through his jeans, and when he does, there's a flash of light, which is a really nice, really nice way of doing it. This is precisely not the way of doing it, and the reason is you're drawing attention to the pack of Mentos. First of all, it's not a real pack of Mentos. We'll get to that in a bit. It's a fake pack of Mentos. It's got something in there that creates the flash.
There's only one real Mento.
There's only one real Mento in there, exactly. The Mento that you vanish is
the one that I just ate.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's a gimmicked Mento in there, and that's the one that you're vanishing. And the Mentos pack is gimmicked not only to flash, but also it's magnetic, and the Mento is magnetic, so you have this moment where you can tap to say that you can hear it, and then as you bring this away, you've stolen away the Mento, which is nice in theory, but it's very, very angly. That's the one problem. And then also, when you do the flash, the attention is on the Mentos packet, because it's not a creative leap for a layperson. You know, lay people that are trying to figure out how a trick's done. They see you holding a Mento in your hand, and then you see they see you tap it with a Mentos pack, and there's a flash, and it disappears. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to think, well, maybe that flash had something to do with the Mentos pack. When you've got like a Fism flash or G's idea of a phone in your top pocket, there's nothing in your hands, and it's kind of, the flash comes unexpectedly. Where did the flash come from? With this, it's the same problem that I have with the Sharpie, which is it creates a flash, but everyone can see there's a Sharpie or a pack of candy in your hand, so it's fairly obvious. And then the problem is they can't examine the Mentos at all, because they're not real. It's not like they can open it and you go, no, look, it's just a regular pack of Mentos. It's completely unexaminable. That's the main problem I have with it. But the other thing is, the tricks that they're presenting on the tutorial, you can do that with sleight of hand. I mean, basically, they're just having a vanish and having it reappear in your mouth or something like that. You can do that with sleight of hand. You could just have a Mento vanish and just make it reappear.
Yes.
It's not like you need a special Mentos pack to do a vanish. You could do that right now. You could take a Mento. I've got a Mento in here. You could make that Mento disappear right now. You don't need a special pack of Mentos in order to do that. And if you wanted to make it disappear with a flash of light, there are ways. Oh yeah, whatever. There's ways of doing that without actually needing a special Mentos pack. That's the other problem that I have here. Yes. So it's kind of like it's you know, it's solving a problem that doesn't exist. If you're going to make it, and also, if you're going to go to the trouble of having a special Mentos pack with you, and special Mentos, and having something that you need to continually recharge, because that's the other issue with it, you want to do something. You want to do something that's really impressive. You want to do something that's like super mega impressive. And this is just a vanishing piece of candy. It's not exactly going to set the world on fire. There's millions of tricks that are better than this. If you only had 5 minutes to impress somebody, you probably wouldn't do anything like this.
I would do coin magic.
Right, there you go. And if you wanted to do something that would, you know, if you like the idea of incorporating a flash of lights,
like you said with the bacon magic thing, you wouldn't. If you had some time to impress people, you wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't. There's better tricks to do. You know, and I always think of it like that. I always think of it, if I was going to spend 10 minutes performing to somebody, is this something that would make it into the 10-minute set? And no, it's not. Not in any way, shape or form. The other problem is it takes quite a while to make the gimmick because, well, the gimmick needs to be charged. Yeah, the gimmick needs to be charged. But then you need to get a Mentos kit, pack. You need to open it up. You need to be very carefully sellotape it into position. You need to put it inside a Mentos thing. You need to, what you just saw when you saw the performance, it took me about 20 minutes to get to that point, which isn't a problem other than the fact that it's going to wear out over time, and then to charge it up, unless you're very careful with how you make the gimmick, you're going to have to unwrap it to charge it up because the charging connection is on the bottom. You can actually make it so that you can open it up and get to the charger, but it's a bit faffy. So yeah, it's not great. It's not needed. It's not like the effect is amazing. It's not like it hasn't been done before. It's not like it adds anything new to the market. I just don't even see why it's being bought out, to be honest. And you're so limited, at least with the Sharpie thing, you can incorporate that into a whole bunch of different stuff. With this, you're really stuck with making a Mento disappear, else why are you carrying a pack of Mentos with you? No, it's not a normal Sharpie. You can't write with it, which is another problem, but that's a review for another time. If you'd like the idea of vanishing something with a flash of light, either look into G's Penguin Live, where it teaches you how to do the remote control thing with the mobile phone. That's the most practical way of doing it. Or have a look at Fist and Flash, variations thereof. But this, I'm going to leave it 10%. What about you?
-100.
-100% from Ryland. And 10% from me. It's not very good. Let's move on. Okay, so next up we have 3 Coin Monte by Vinny Sagoo and 3 Coin Monte. 3 Coin Monte by Vinny Sagoo and Neo Magic. Now, last week we reviewed a Neo Magic item. We reviewed Back to Front, which we said we didn't particularly like because there was an excessive amount of frustration counts.
Yeah.
Do we like this one? We'll
Yes.
find. Well, let's do the performance first of all.
Maybe.
Let's give them a teaser. Let's do the performance and then we'll talk about what we think. Okay, right, when I was 20 years old, I met a guy who fleeced me out of all of my money. I had no money at the end.
What?
Yeah, and I found out later on he was a magician as well. So he was not just a con artist, he was a magician. And I'll tell you the story. Would you like to know?
Yeah.
He was doing something called a 3-card trick, and he had 3 cards. And he said, the idea is very simple. All you have to do is follow the cards. And he showed me the first card, and he said, look, this one's got a penny on it. I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. He said the second card has also got a penny on it. And he said the pennies aren't really worth anything. He said the money card is this one here, the golden coin.
Okay.
He said, so if you follow the golden coin, you win. If you don't, you lose. I was like, okay, I can do this, no problem. He said, so follow the golden coin. And he put the card to the bottom and he said, where's the golden coin? I said, well, that's easy, it's on the bottom. He said, no, that's a penny. Now, I didn't know what was going on there. So I said, well, if there's a penny on the bottom, I bet it's on the top. And he said, no, on the top, you've also got a penny. I'm like, well, there's only 2 pennies. So if there's a penny on the top and the bottom, the golden coin's got to be in the middle. And he went, no, that's a penny. I was like, how can we have 3 pennies? There's no golden coin. You must have snuck it out somehow. He said, no, the golden coin's on the bottom. That's not right. I was like, well, hang on a minute. There's only 1 golden coin on the... so if it's on the bottom, it can't be on the top. And he said, no, it's on the top as well. I went, well, it can't be in the middle. And he said, yeah, it's in the middle as well. I'm like, well, this isn't even possible. You've obviously got more than 3 cards because you've just shown me 3 cards with golden coins and 3 cards with pennies. And he went 1, 2, 3. I'm like, this is so confusing. So he said, look, I'm going to make it really easy to follow. I'm going to get rid of 1 of the pennies. I'm like, okay. He's like, that leaves a penny and a golden coin. All you have to do is tell me where is the golden coin. Now, where do you think it was, Ryan? This one or this one?
That one.
That's the one I went for as well. But you know what?
What?
That's where he used the magic. You know why?
Why?
Because there was no golden coin or penny on these cards at all. I was so confused. I'm like, what? He's like, no, there's no penny, there's no golden coin, because he used magic. And you see, what he did is he put both pennies and the golden coin on the same card, and that's why I lost all my money.
100.
And I'm never going to understand that.
You got $100 and 2 pence.
Yeah, well, I didn't. He took all my money. Yeah, we do like this. Don't we really like this? Now, this obviously is based on 3-card Monte. But it's 3 Coin Monte. It's based on 3-card Monte, which is a classic of Magic.
It's like the 3-ball Monte where the balls keep on going.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's a big lemon.
Yeah, that was
they're all together.
Daniel Dorian Johnson, and Magic Box. But this is very heavily based on 3-card Monte. Now, a lot of people have bought stuff out based on 3-card Monte. There was that Christmas Monte that came out where the kid ended up with a gun, and we thought that was kind of weird.
Oh, yeah.
Even I bought out Playlist, and in Playlist, as a bonus routine, I actually actually put my handling of 3-card Monte on playlist as a bonus routine. Lots of people do various different variations. What I like about this is Vinny has taken 3-card Monte and he has added an extra phase at the end. The cards are really well made. You know, I love the idea of a penny and a gold coin. It all makes sense. And this last card, a lot of the time with the 3-card Monte variations, the last card doesn't play as well as the $14 thing in the original 3-card Monte. This does. I love the moment at the end where everything disappears off these 2 cards, and then they're over there. I love that. And the way that these cards are printed, it's pretty much self-working. That final phase just works itself. It's just that the cards immediately become blank and everything just appears over there, which is a really nice way of doing it. And then just by putting that back together, it's instantly reset. Yeah. Like, I'm 100% going to do this. I love this. This is going into my little packet trick collection. I think this is great. The instructions are really good as well.
So what Vinny... 100%.
The instruction, it's not trick of the week, there's something else, but it's very good. The instructions are really good. They're illustrated, but also there's a tutorial link where you can watch the tutorial. And there's an online explanation. I would have liked to have seen a live performance, to be honest. That's my bugbear with a lot of stuff that's coming out these days. But having said that, it's a really nice trick. The cards are really well printed on bicycle playing card stock. Everything is instantly reset. You don't need a table. It's not examinable. That's the only thing about it. It's not examinable at the end.
Once you've done the trick.
Not really, because
you got the gold.
Yeah, the normal 3-card Monte is examinable, but this isn't, because you're in that situation at the end, so they think these cards are blank, so you can't. But I think because they can examine this, I think everyone's attention is going to be there, and I think this would be a really. I just
want to look at that. See, hey, is this a sticker?
And that's the reset. It's reset, ready to go again. And I think it's really quick, and you put these away and you're ready to do it again. It's a nice variation of 3-card Monte. If you already know 3-card Monte, you'll be able to do this almost instantly. If you don't know 3-card Monte, this is one of the nicest variations I've seen. Ryland's given it 100%. I'm giving it 95%. I think it's really good. Well done, Vinny Sagoo. You can get it directly from Neo Magic. Yeah, 95. You give it 100. I like it. Okay, so we are back with another review of the N2G Magic series.
They've been quite good recently.
Yeah, the first one we looked at, we really hated, and we did an honest trailer on it, and we hated it. After that, every single one of the N2G series has got better. One of them I actually use in my act all of the time, which is the RBG one. I use that all of the time. You use the hopping horse one, don't you? You carry that around with you to every gig. We love the N2G series. We really do. I love the Chinese coins. We've always had an issue with them, which is the tutorials are terrible. Because they're always like done silently and they just run through the moves very, very quickly, and that's always the main problem with them. And I've actually had people say, will you do tutorials on net tricks for these coins, because we can't figure out what to do with them. This is the new one. This is rainbow coins, and I'm not going to tell you what we think. We're not going to say what we think.
Can I speak first before we after we've done the thing?
Yeah, why don't we play the performance of you doing it, and then after the performance we'll talk about what we think, and you can start off with this. All right? Yeah. Let's have a look at a performance.
Okay, Daddy.
Yes, mate?
I've got a little bag here.
I see the little bag.
Inside this little bag, I have some coins.
Okay.
I have a black coin here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a green coin. I have a blue coin, a yellow coin, and a red coin.
Okay, I see this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I want you to hold your hand up.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, so we're going to grab these two first.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to grab these two.
Okay, yeah.
And then we're going to grab this one.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I say go, I want you to close your hand in 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. What have you done?
I've took out the black.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Can I look?
My hand, yeah.
Blue, red, green, yellow. Where is it? No way.
No, there's no thing. Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's Rainbow Coins by N2G. What do you think? I hate it.
Same.
Let me explain what it is that you're meant to get, and then we'll talk about the various problems.
The reason it's called rainbow. They got all the rainbow colours.
Yeah, they got the
orange and purple, well, violet and thing. But
yeah.
They're not colours in the Chinese thing.
No.
These are the bright colours. And the reason it's called rainbow is because there's no black in rainbow, which is the reason why he takes out the black. Because there's no black in rainbow.
Yes. And we'll get to that in a bit because you've got a real issue with part of the tutorial, haven't you? Before we get to the tutorial, let me explain something about these coins. What you get here, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you get. So you get what is, in essence, a Scotch and soda coin made out of a red coin and a black coin. It's less of a Scotch and soda, and it's more of a coin unique because it's not. So it's a insert, a black insert with a red back that fits inside a shell. It fits inside a red shell, like a Scotch and soda or a coin unique, but it's based on magnets. So when they go together, they lock in place.
But
And then you can't unlock them without a magnet. That's basically what we have here. Okay.
well, what you were doing is use this.
And you also get some regular coins with it as well. So you get a regular red, regular black, regular yellow, blue, and green. So you get all those different colours.
All those colours. Red and black are the thingies, but they give you a normal black and red.
So let me explain the problems that we have with this. First of all, the tutorial, normally with an N2G trick, the tutorials are rushed, so you can't really follow what's going on, but they give you lots of ideas. With this, they don't do that. They literally go through 2 or 3 things that are basically the same thing, and they're just not very good applications of what is in essence. In fact, there's 3 routines from memory. One of them doesn't even use the rainbow coins. It just uses the Scotch and soda. So it's like, why are you providing these rainbow coins with it anyway? The other one, which is a variation on what you did, you just show the coins. There's no bag involved. You just show the coins and you put them into the spectator's hand. They close their hand. And the instructions say, now use Magician's Choice, which is your problem with this. Now use Magician's Choice to get them to name the black coin. But they don't explain the Magician's Choice.
Use the Magician's Choice. So the people that don't know what the Magician's Choice is, they're like...
And also, to Magician's Choice, when you've got 6 different coins, or 5 different coins... 5 different coins, and you're Magician's Choicing down to 1, or Equivoking down to 1, isn't the easiest thing to do. I mean, it's absolutely doable. But when you haven't got the coins in front of you and they're in the spectator's hands and you're having to go down that route, and all they say is, let's say they said the black one, you pantomime taking this out. So really terrible ideas. If you're going to have this, if you're going to go to the expense of having a coin set like this made up, at least come up with a whole bunch of routines with it, like you have in previous releases. But that's not the main problem. Get me the coins. The main problem is this thing fell apart. It's not up to the normal quality. So it's not up to the normal quality of a typical N2G release. So first of all, it's a regular blue. That's fine. It's a regular yellow. That's fine. It's a regular green. It's a regular red and black. Where's the gimmick? So the gimmick.
I don't know where the gimmick is.
Oh well. Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
Is it okay? So this is the gimmick. Do you want to get the magnet and just open it up from over there? So the problem with it is, obviously, it's a Scotch and soda. It's a magnetic Scotch and soda. It broke apart with us in seconds. Okay, we're not going to be able to explain that. Okay, so basically, there's like a piece of metal inside the coin. You found the magnet, yeah?
No.
Okay, there's a piece. Well, we're going to chuck it away, won't we? Anyway, there's a piece of metal inside the coin. There's 2 pieces of metal, really. There's a piece of metal inside the shell, and there's a piece of metal a little bit like this, a little bit like a washer, in between the 2 coins that make up the insert. This washer broke within 5 minutes. You can actually see it had come unstuck on as we opened up the packaging. So as we opened up the packaging, the washer had come unstuck, so it wouldn't work right from the very beginning. Then we super glued it back in place, thinking, okay, super glued it back in place. It wouldn't take, and then it smashed. And then we're going, okay, well, we'll just use it as we were thinking, well, okay, we'll perform it on the review show just with a normal, just using it as a normal shell as an insert. And then what happened is, as we were using it, this one fell apart and this came out of it as well. So if you watch the performance of Ryland doing it, we're like, well, we need to do a performance. So this just doesn't stick together anymore. It's dreadful. So you see Ryland you see him doing like this. He's basically trying to do a double lift with coins, just so we can perform it for you. The quality is terrible, absolutely terrible. Now, I don't know if this is a one-off. I don't plan on buying another one to find out. I don't know if this is a one-off or if...
I think we should buy another one.
Why? They're like 60 odd quid. You give me 60 quid then and we'll buy another one.
The next one.
Oh yeah, we'll get another N2G.
Same flipping rainbow.
Look, here's the thing. If you like the N2G series, like Ryland said to me, he hates this. He hates the Scotch and soda. And this kid, you use the Hopping Halves version. Yeah, I know. You use the Hopping Halves version in like every gig, don't you? Like you were out with me on Saturday and you were doing it like all of the time. So you love the N2G series. You don't like this. However, Ryland said that you want the coins because you're working on some coin routines with your Hopping Half set and with some of the other sets.
I'm going to make them like change the colours. Here's the yellow, blue, green, red.
Yeah, and so you like the idea of having the coins that are in this set so you can combine them with some of the other N2G stuff that you've got so you can come up with your own routines. And that's...
I want you to give every single N2G set so I can work all of them.
Exactly. But in terms of this particular release as a standalone release, the quality is substandard.
This one's white and the others are like different colours.
Yeah, I know.
But the reason it's white is because it's got the rainbow.
Yeah, exactly. So this...
I like the rainbow stripe. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But it's just the packaging. I know you're obsessed with packaging.
Oh, it's a gold rainbow.
Will you shut up and try to wrap this up?
Rainbow.
Can we please stop? Thank you. So, the packaging is nice, but the coins are substandard. The tutorial, the gimmick. Yeah, the tutorial is not very good either. There's not really any great ideas on there. It's badly taught. There's no redeeming qualities and it's very expensive. I'm going to give this 20%. Only buy it if you're a fan of the N2G series and you want some extra coins, because the Scotch and soda, based on our experience of this particular trick,
we're not using
is not very good at all.
We're just using red, yellow, green, blue, black.
What would you give it, Ryan? I gave it 20%.
I gave it 15.
15% from Ryland, 20% from me. Let's move on. So next up, we have one of your favourite creators, Taiwan Ben, and we have Bottled, Cap in Bottle Revelation, Bottled Plus by Taiwan Ben.
Bottled is over there.
Yeah. Now, Bottled was originally brought out ages ago. So the original Bottled, no, that's not Bottled. I know what you're talking about. That's a completely different thing.
How is it different?
Right. It is.
Okay, whatever.
Bottled, the original Bottled when it came out, was the same thing they're about to see here, but there was no card revelation. So when Bottled originally came out a couple of years ago, it was literally a cap in bottle. Bottled Plus is a cap in bottle with a card revelation. The thing that you're talking about is a completely different Taiwan Ben trick. That's labelled or something like that, where the label changes.
Oh yeah, that's labelled.
But this is Bottled. So you might have seen the original Bottled, which is a cap in bottle. This is Bottled Plus. It has a card revelation attached to it as well.
Is there anything else you could do?
Well, yeah.
The only other thing
let's do a performance. Let's do a
other
performance first of all, shall we? We're going to do a performance of this so you can see exactly what this looks like. And then after we've done the performance, we'll talk about what we think.
Yeah. Okay, so here I have a bottle and a bottle cap, and I also have a pack of cards.
I'm willing to bet your sister drank this.
Yes.
Yes, she loves Coke.
Okay, now we've also got cards here, all there, all different.
Yes, I see this.
Okay, now what I want you to do is I just want you to say stop.
Stop.
There.
Yes.
Have a look at that card.
Can I show the camera?
Yeah.
Don't look. Okay, got it.
Okay, so you got that card. Nobody could know what that card is.
I agree.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take the bottle. Make sure you cannot put the cap inside the bottle.
Make sure you can't put the cap in the bottle.
Yes.
Well, of course you can't put the cap in the bottle. It's impossible. You can't put the cap in the bottle, no.
Okay, now also I want you to check if you can, if the bottom of the bottle is solid. What to say?
Yes, it's a solid bottle.
Okay, so we've got the bottle cap and we've got the bottle.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the bottle cap here, okay?
Yeah?
Watch.
What do you mean, watch? What am I watching? What? What?
The bottle cap's inside the bottle.
That is crazy, right? That's mental. I love that.
You know what? We've had this here the whole time.
Yes.
You know the bottle cap? You've examined it.
Yes, I examined
It
the
said
bottle cap.
Coca-Cola, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Look what it says now. It's hard to see.
It says 8 of clubs. That's my card. It says 8 of clubs right there on the bottle cap.
You can't get out.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what you just saw there is a
Bottle plus.
bottle plus. That's what it is. So you have someone pick a card, which is great because you put the deck away. That gives you the motivation to steal the gimmick. Then you've got all the time in the world to do the switch when they're actually examining the bottle. Then you do the cap in bottle, and then you finish off by having the card revelation inside the bottle.
Yeah.
Now, plus points. There's some great live performances.
Yeah.
I love it when people put live performances on the project.
too.
Great live performances.
Yeah.
Second of all, the tutorial is really good.
Yeah.
What Ryland just did is the basic handling. However, there's an advanced handling where you tap the top of the bottle.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah, did you watch the tutorial? You were just switching off at the time. You tap the bottom of the bottle. You tap the top of the bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you do is you load the gimmick cap into the bottle and switch it for the other one so that you have the cap there and you go 1, 2, 3, and it looks like you smash it in through the bottom.
Oh, I like that. Like the thing with the coin and you got the mini cash.
Yeah, basically same sort of thing, but with a bottle and a bottle cap. So Ryland did the basic version. There's an advanced version. There's lots of different versions of doing bottled, and there's also lots of different variations of doing the card revelation. So the tutorial's really good. They go through things with a fine-tooth comb. They give you lots of different ways of doing things. To be honest, if I was performing this in the real world, which I do plan on doing, then I would probably just use the version that Ryland used because I think it looks visual enough. I think it looks really good. I don't think you need to go down the extra mile. You mentioned labelled earlier on, which is a trick that I know you love doing, where you have a Coke bottle and you rub and the label changes into the 5 of clubs.
It's like this bottle, really.
Well, what I was going to say
You
is
could combine them.
I was just about to say you could combine them. Imagine having 2 people pick cards, and imagine having the bottle.
Oh, yeah, you could
you
have
take the
5
bottle
of
cap,
clubs
you
again.
do that one, and you go, but you picked a card. What was your card? 8 of clubs. What? And you show the bottle in there as the 8 of clubs, and you go, but what was your card? The 5 of clubs. What's the label? And it changes into the 5 of clubs, and you've done 2 card revelations.
Said that earlier, I could combine them.
Yeah.
And now you're saying, oh yeah, you could combine them.
Yeah, you could combine them and they would look absolutely sick together.
Yeah.
Now, there's only one negative that I've got from a worker's
Can't
point
even
of view.
think of a negative.
Well, the negative is if you're working this in a restaurant in the real world, or you're working this at a gig, it's impossible. No, don't try because you'll break it.
Can I do it off?
No.
Later.
Yes, later. The only way to get this cap out of this bottle, and in order to keep it safe, because the other thing is they are very, very, very strict about wanting to watch the tutorial first. They actually say there's a little piece of paper in the instructions going, please don't mess with the gimmick until you watch the tutorial. First thing that comes up on the screen, don't mess with the gimmick. And they spend like 2 or 3 minutes talking about how if you don't operate the gimmick the right way, it will break and then it'll be very difficult to work again. So you can't just take this, once the cap's in there, you can't just take it out. Now the advantage of that, the advantage is it means that everything's examinable. They can examine that because they can't take it out, so it's an impossible object. The disadvantage is, in order to get it out, you're going to have to get a pair of scissors.
If they put their finger in though.
No, they can still...
They can still feel it.
No, it's fine. You just feel it normal. No, they can't. You can't tell. You just can't tell. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's completely examinable.
I
But
did it earlier and I felt this.
but in order to reset it, you have to cut the bottle open, take the bottle cap out, and get another bottle. So this is really a kind of a one-shot performance, so to speak. This has been maybe
Which
nice.
is why we did not practice it. We had to practice putting the first pot in.
Well, you practiced it. No, you practiced it the other day. But then when we did it today, we didn't practice it. We were like, you've got one shot because we've only got one bottle of Coke. But we have practiced it.
If you do mess it up, we're not putting this up tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, you didn't mess it up. We're good, right? What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, I really like this for a parlour show. I like the idea of, doing a parlour show, having a bottle of Coke with you, even setting it up with labelled, having it to one side, and then, you pour the Coke out, do the routine. I think it's very organic. It's not the sort of thing that you do over and over again. It's the sort of thing, by the way, that, because if you think about this could be almost impromptu. If you had the bottle cap with you, you could be out at a party around your friend's house, and you go, "Oh, you're drinking a bottle of Coke. Can I have that when you finished it?" And then you can take the cap off, and you can do that with a borrowed Coke bottle. So it is very impromptu, but the reset is a nightmare. That's the only negative with it. It's something you need to be aware of. Having said that, I still think this is great for live performances. I think this is great for social media. I think that you need to put this on your Instagram, man. I think this is going to blow up. I'm going to give this 100% in Trick of the Week. I love this. What are you giving it?
100% in Trick of the Week.
100% in Trick of the Week. It's another winner by Taiwan Ben. He's really knocking them out of the park right now. Well done, Mr. Taiwan Ben. Okay, the final product we're looking at today is it's not a great trick. AV Yap Productions.
I bet you there's no live performance.
Presents Mario Tarasini Wormhole. So this is Wormhole, and no, there is no live performance, Ryland. However,
I know why.
Well,
the angles. If you're just sitting, even if you're just sitting down like a normal person.
He actually addresses that, and we'll talk about that in a second, because I think that there's an issue there. But there's other issues beyond angles. But I 100% agree. Let's just do the performance first of all, right? Yes. So I'm just going to show you the basic idea of what this is, and then we'll talk about it. Right, I've got a playing card here. Okay. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And as well as the playing card, I also have this table, and you might not realise this, but right there, yes, because there's a portal right there to another dimension. Oh my God,
that's why it's so
Watch
cool.
this, watch. I'm going to use this portal. Watch. Portal to another dimension. So that's Wormhole. So Wormhole is basically, the whole idea is you can push a card through a table. There's a couple of different ideas that he has. So he combines it with Eric Jones's Ish Kabiggleball Sandwich. So he has this whole routine where he finds a selected card between two kings, puts the card in between, puts the two kings to one side, takes the card, and it's almost like it vanishes from over here and appears over there in between the kings. And he also does a torn and restored type thing where the card gets torn up, and as he puts it into his hand and takes his hand away, it's restored. He talks about how you can do it with colour changes and turning them into blank cards, but he doesn't really go through that in any great detail. The trailer actually focuses on the torn and restored card, which is quite funny, because in the tutorial, he spends like literally about 10 minutes on the torn and restored, 10 minutes, literally 1 minute on the torn and restored card. He teaches the main vanish, which I did in great detail, and everything else is glossed over. Now, when I was watching this, I was thinking,
like 5 times.
When I was watching it, I was like, this is terrible. This is the most angly trick I've ever seen. And in the tutorial, he actually says, this is a trick designed specifically for camera. Please bear that in mind when you are learning this trick. And I'm like, is it? And I went back and watched it, and he said, I do reference this in the trailer. So I went back and watched the trailer, and it's a very short trailer, but at one point he does say, this is designed for camera. However, he doesn't mention it in the ad copy at all. I never watched the trailers. I only read the ad copy. So for me, I think if it's something that is not designed for use in the real world.
There was only one time you watched the trailer, and it's only the point where it's, that card is supposed to penetrate with them.
I hated that.
You only watched the trailer because it said you came.
Well, I had to figure it out from the trailer because the tutorial was so bad. Yeah.
And you're like, look at this, and you're like, that literally looks like it's flipping over, not just.
Yeah. That was another bad trick.
I bet you could do that with your finger.
Can we focus on this, please?
You could.
So, I do think that if it's something that's designed specifically for social media, then you need to really highlight that. I think it needs to be massively highlighted and painted in red paint. I think they need to say, this is a trick designed specifically for social media. He does say at the end of the tutorial that you could do this in the real world if you wanted to, but he doesn't give you any advice on how to do this in the real world. I don't think he's ever done this in the real world, and I disagree. I don't think this can be done in any situation because it is one of the most angly tricks I've ever seen. So that's the first issue.
If you were just sitting down in front of them, just like a normal person, a kid could probably even see that. Because all you got is this.
Yeah.
And the kid would just go and see what's
and,
going on.
and here's the other... Right, okay, so I have two main problems with this. The first... Well, three main problems. The first problem I had... Can you sit down? The first problem I had is I don't think he's been clear enough in the ad copy about the fact that this is basically unworkable in the real world. I think that that's a huge problem. Yeah. And I think that, mentioning it briefly in the trailer for 5 seconds is not enough if that's such a major problem. The second issue with it is, you don't need, this comes with a gimmick. And the gimmick it comes with, I'll tell you right now, it's a ITR. So it comes with an ITR. I was mulling over whether to say what the gimmick was, but I think I have to in order to explain my issues here. So it comes with an ITR, and then it comes with a 15-minute tutorial teaching you how to use the ITR to do the techniques and the methods that you just saw me do. All right? So here's the problem. First of all, the ITR that is included is terrible. It is an awful ITR. It's like they went and got the cheapest ITR they could find in order to do that. And I've got a lot of experience with ITRs. I've used a lot of them in the past. I am currently using Gravity. I know my ITRs, and this is just dreadful. And you could hear it every single time, couldn't you?
Yeah,
you could hear it. You could just hear it, and there was nothing that could stop it. It's a very cheaply made ITR. When you're spending the amount of money that you are on this, to get such a cheap ITR to be included in this, I think that's kind of a bit of an issue, and that's the main gimmick, especially when all you're getting beyond that is a 15-minute tutorial teaching you a couple of moves. So that's another issue. But the other issue is, I don't really see what you're kind of bringing to the table. And maybe this is me being old and fuddy-duddy, but this is the sort of thing that 15, 20 years ago would have been included in a magazine. It would have been sent into Magic Magazine, and it would have been, there would have been a write-up in Genie or Magic Magazine. Hey, here's an idea for your ITR. And it would have been one idea that you can use, grab your ITR, I've got a trick that you can do with this. Or it might have been included in a collection of routines on an L&L DVD or on an A1 multimedia DVD. It would not have been a standalone trick. Because realistically, it's not that great a trick. And I don't see why they brought it out as a standalone trick. The other problem with it is, what you see there, you could do very easily with sleight of hand, because what the ITR is allowing you to do is basically, of course, that's the other thing, you need a table. That's the other thing. That's the other thing that would make it impractical in the real world. You need a table, because the ITR is set up in a position where you have to be sitting behind a table. And the ITR is basically going to assist you when it comes to lapping that card. But there are tons of techniques that you can use to lap something without using an ITR. Look at some of the stuff that Justin Miller is pioneering at the moment. It's incredible. I know Eric Stevens has put a lot of time and effort into lapping techniques. And then you go back and you look at people like Slidini, and you look at people like David Roth. The amount of people that have put stuff out on lapping techniques, you can achieve that same look that you're getting here with this project without using the gimmick that's provided.
And that's why I'm giving it minus 1,000%.
Minus 1,000%. So, just to sum up, the gimmick that's included with it is not very good at all.
Yeah.
The tutorial is very, very, very brief.
Yeah.
I don't think it warrants a single trick release. I think at best it's something that you'd find in a magazine or on a collection of multi routines or in a book or something like that. You could achieve the same thing without actually using the gimmick, so it's solving a problem that doesn't exist.
Yep.
It's very, very angly.
Yeah.
It's not designed for the real world,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's been clear enough in the ad copy that it's not designed for the real world.
Yep.
It's just like you've had an idea, and you've just gone, let's just stick this out. Let's go and get a few cheap ITRs, shove them in a cheap little shove them in a cheap little cardboard box, and flog them with a 15-minute tutorial. I'm going to give this minus 100%. I think this is very, very bad, and I really think he should have been more honest in the tutorial, in the trailer, or in the ad copy at least, to be perfectly honest. So minus 100% from me, minus 1,000% from you.
Yep.
It's not very good.
And that's another review show in the back.
No, I'm not accepting that. It's either all or nothing. I want 100% effort. It's another review show in the bag. I don't want you to half-ass this. Imagine you're on BGT right now or something. I want full-on super kid magician. If we're going to wrap this up, we're wrapping it up right. Go.
That's another review show.
No, I want energy. I want energy. I want excitement. I want you to light up the room like The Rock does when he walks down at WrestleMania. You ready?
That's another review show in the back.
Boom! And again.
That's another review show in the back.
One more time.
That's another review show in the back.
That's good. Do your job right next time, sidekick. That is another review show in the job. Am I?
In the job.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. Am I your sidekick at this point now?
Yeah.
Or are you my sidekick still?
Both.
Okay. Thanks very much for... What are you doing?
Cushions are falling.
Oh, you should be taller. Thanks very much. You short ass. Thanks very much. I'm not. You can't say I know you are when it doesn't make sense. I'm not short. I'm very tall.
I know you are.
Exactly. So when I say you're a short ass, you can't turn around to me.
I know you are.
You can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. Grow up. Right.
Why?
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 Grow up.
Why?
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 Do you think you are Peter Pan?
Why?
Stop saying why. It's annoying. That is another review show in the bag. Thank you very much for joining us right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, if you want to follow Ryland, you can do so on Instagram by just checking out Ryland the Kid Magician. You can also go and follow him on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. So make sure you go check out all the stuff Ryland does. He actually puts out most of the stuff that we do on the review show on his Instagram channel before it even goes up on the review show. So you get a sneak peek of what's going on. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. We'd really appreciate it. Go try out the net tricks, all of that fun stuff. We'll be back again tomorrow with a whole bunch more videos. Ryland will be back next Wednesday, right here on the Craig and Ryland Review Show. Thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate your time. We'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
We'll see you again. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
You're a short ass.
I know you are.
No, you can't say I know you are. You are a short ass.
I know you are.
You are a short ass.
I know you are.
I'm not a short ass. I'm tall. I'm lanky.
I know
I'm not
I am.
lanky.
I am. I know I am.
Annoying.
I know you are.
Look, should we go?
I know.
Let's go.
Why?
I want to.
Why?
I'm hot.
Why?
Aren't you hot?